Hey, welcome back. We're talking history, how we ended up in a place where someone even needs to write a book called The Gift of Failure. How did we end up here? As I mentioned, we're having fewer kids. We're having them after more education or more time in the workplace. These kids have just increased in value because there's fewer of them. And like I said, we're having them later on in life. And then we have the media coming in and saying, oh my gosh, things are dire. Your kids are going to be kidnapped at the next street corner. They're never going to get into college. It's harder than ever to get into college. They're never going to be able to do as well as their parents have done economically. There's all sorts of fear mongering in the media. There's also the phenomenon that for a long time in the early 1900s, we were told that we as parents could not trust ourselves, that we weren't supposed to listen to grandparents anymore, that we weren't supposed to listen to anyone other than physicians. And parenting became really medicalized. We were told that doctors were the only people we could trust around parenting and figuring out what was right and what was wrong for our baby. And then, of course, we had Dr. Spock arise later on in the century. We ended up with a situation where Dr. Spock is telling us that we can trust ourselves, and Dr. Sears is telling us that we can trust ourselves, that we know more than we do. But the problem was some of that knowledge had been lost because we were supposed to just blindly depend on physicians. So it's a little panicky. It's wonderful to have the trust handed back, but it's also a little scary.